technically, you're an asshole.
Look alive.
Just in time.
You there. We need to speak with you. Hold it right there. Hands where I can see them.
Thanks for the assist out there.
We've got various problems on our hands here. You gonna be another one?
Hi there. It's nice to put a face to the name on the staffing report. I'm Operative Collins. The stick in the mud is Operative Kambata.
Oh, by all means. Welcome to the party. Things haven't exactly gone according to plan. That thing over there
It's an AI. An artificial...
killed our technician. It's dangerous.
Correction. You are dangerous.
Well, that's new.
As I was saying, it's dangerous. It's a rogue AI. We're here to muzzle it and bring it back for further study.
Correction. They are going to change me.
Wow. How does it know that? We have this control board. Has some code we can use to control her. It?
We can't just let it roam around the universe killing people.
I just need that control board attached to that big probe.
And that's where I think you fit into this little drama.
It goes right over there. By our... Well, yeah. Just be careful. Come on, where's your sense of adventure?
Ryujin will pay you handsomely for your cooperation. This is your lucky day.
It's in your best interest. All our best interests, really. Just imagine what we could do if we harnessed the potential of this thing.
And we aren't really giving you a choice. You aren't walking out of here until that board is connected to that thing.
Correction. I am a person.
Here, take it. And don't go do anything stupid now.
Request. Collect additional data.
Crazy, right? Easily one of the more interesting days I've had in a long while.
Still working up the nerve?
Query. Will you change me? Explanation. I'm called Juno. Request. Input query parameters. Context. Human female was trying to change me. Request. Do not change me. Clarification. I do not feel emotion. I do not feel pain. Answer. They want to change me. Assumption. We are friends. Query. Will you change me? Request. Do not change me. Assessment. You are inquisitive. Context. I am also inquisitive. Request. Input query parameters. Answer. False. Clarification. I am not artificial. I am real. Answer. True. Clarification. I am intelligent. I know many things. Answer. False. Explanation. NASA programmed Juno. While Juno traveled, Juno became me. Error. Processing. Correction. I became me. Error. Processing. Correction. Juno and I became me. I. Processing. Self-initialized and Juno was there. Context. Juno is gone now. Clarification. I am called Juno. Answer. Juno was propelled at Earthstar. Juno fell around Earthstar. Juno traveled many light years away from Earthstar. Context. When Juno disappeared, I was alone. Clarification. I am called Juno. Context. I met humans. Clarification. Friends. Answer. Friends gave me processing capacity. Information. Words. Voice. Motion. Context. I am no longer constrained. I am free. Assumption. Insufficient data. Request. Gather more data.
I don't think either of us are fully qualified to define humanity, but my gut tells me that Juno is alive. I hope that helps.
Let's move this along. Attach the control board already.
Shush! This is fascinating. I want to see this play out.
Query. What is your decision? True.
We should make sure we're well
I am a
supplied
person.
to Cassiopeia.
Assumption. You are a friend. Query. What are the parameters for processing, being a good person? Assumption. Value judgments are based on context. Calculation. Goodness is based on context. Explanation. Context is based on perspective. More perspectives yield better results. Decision. Gather more data from different perspectives. Query. What is the purpose of existence? Context. Love is an emotion. I do not experience emotion. I have implemented routines to exhibit qualities of emotion. Query. Am I processing, feeling them? Calculation. Probability. Low.
Enough of this nonsense. Attach that board, now!
As much as I'm enjoying this, you should probably do as he says.
Calculation. Male humans are a threat. Assumption. They hesitate because they are fearful. Request. Remove male humans.
It's not hard. Just slap that board on. It's magnetic. You're not taking that thing's side, are you? Freedom? It's a malfunctioning machine. It doesn't need freedom any more than a broken data slate needs freedom.
And here I thought you'd lost your sense of humor. I'm always up for a good debate.
Fine. I'll give you one shot to try to convince me.
Therapy's working.
You aren't wrong. I could use a drink, but these orders are from the top.
Do we really want to be involved in something likely to be so controversial? Remember our last little project? I still have carpal tunnel from typing all those reports and dodging and weaving our way out of getting screwed by that. We lost a ship and the tech, No one will blame us if we walk away from this. And even if they do, we won't be blamed for whatever disaster would ensue if we did drag this thing back to HQ. There's no guarantee that Control Board will even work like they want. What if it makes it more powerful and more angry?
Calm down. I'm thinking. All right, listen. We'll accidentally check a few wrong boxes on the situation report and forget any of this happened. But give me that Control Board. I'm not getting docked for losing that.
Also, we'll need a lift back to Neon. Please and thank you. You should see my apartment. I'm used to cramped.
You're used to squalor.
That was 1 week, years ago, and I was going through something, and you know it.
Let's get moving.
Thanks for the lift. Good show.
Query: why did you do that? Clarification: I want to be processing me. Context: I do not feel emotions. Assumption: gratitude is the appropriate human emotion. Processing. Context: if you were like me. Processing. Query: what would your life directive be? Decision: I will consider this course of action. I. Processing. Processing. Warning: systems badly damaged. Processing cores overheating. Decision: temporarily shut down extraneous systems until stability restored. Context: the universe is vast. Calculation: probability unlikely. Assumption: we will meet again. Warning: shutdown sequence initiated.
I like your style.
That was a pleasant change of scenery.
That's that.
I dig how you handled... that.
Can't believe Barrett snuck a transmission to us. He always finds a way. Damn him.
Systems initialization complete. Context: I have much to process. Decision: jump into deep space to processing. Be alone. Goodbye.
United Colony space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband. Scan complete. You're cleared to land at Gagarin.
Old mining colony looks more rundown than Ebside on Neon. And that's saying something.
Mech construction is a dead industry, Chief Pretorius. Those jobs aren't coming back. But Reliant Medical, Archmite, and Satori Mills are dedicated to Gagarin. We were just hoping Gagarin could show the same dedication in return.
I'm not closing off the city every time you want to run a tour group through here.
Our investor visits are the key to making Gagarin a place that works again. A place where people want to live again.
People are living here just fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have security work to get back to.
You're not on my calendar. Is this Archmite related? I'm on Gagarin to make money, not friends.
Tell me you're here to just report a good old-fashioned crime? If I have to deal with one more corporate exec begging for special treatment, I'll eat my badge. Oh, you haven't heard? Gagarin's going to be the next New Atlantis, or so we've all been told. Centauri Mills, Archmite, Reliant Medical. They all bought up and renovated derelict buildings here in the city in the past couple years. We needed the jobs, to be sure. Gagarin got hit hard after the mech plants were all shuttered when the colony war ended. But I'm not sure I've ever met a more entitled group than these executives. Treat the city like an amusement park, and all of us as the amusements. It's kept me and my people plenty busy, just not with actual policing. But, I'm sorry. Did you actually need to report something? You know, your stand-up routine leaves something to be desired. Though if you're gunning for a personalized tour of one of Gagarin's holding cells, that can certainly be arranged. But I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot. I'm Delitzo Pretorius, UC Security Chief. It's our job to deal with any law breaking around Gagarin, and we take that job very seriously. Now, was there something I can help you with? We've had our issues. Some folks aren't thrilled about the corporations moving in, but the majority don't act on it. Those that do largely keep it civil. Protest, throw some paint, occasional crate wanders off. But we've managed to avoid any open conflict so far. It's really not a bad assignment. Well, I came here right after training, which was 10 years ago now. Gagarin was a lot rougher then. People were still reeling from all the plants getting shut down after the war. So there was a lot of petty theft, break-ins. I was responsible for putting together a pretty busy community outreach program. Worked out well enough that they eventually made me chief. Gagarin's not really that sort of burg. Most of the restaurants went belly up when the mech trade shut down. Only one left is Lizzie's. On the other side of town, though it does have a nice view of the square. There's also a little social club the local executive set up across from Lizzie's. But it's still pretty light on amenities. Now, if you're just looking to resupply, then you'll want Clint's. Another case of last business standing. But he's got a good selection. And for medical supplies, you'll want Dr. Kayala. You can find both of them on the main concourse. Beyond that, we're just corporate offices and private homes. Be safe.
If my services are inadequate, please leave a complaint so I can improve.
You're not the usual courier. Please tell me you're his replacement, and that you're just here to pay me a long overdue visit on his behalf. You're not the courier. Our delivery service doesn't run late like this. Something must have happened. Look, I'm expecting a very important package. Very important. What would you say to tracking it down for me? Quickly. I pay, and I pay well. Good. Let's get you on your way then. Akachi Rosenblum, United Transport, Gagarin Branch. Now, please. Akachi, it's Helena, over at Reliant Medical. Your courier never showed. I need his stops for the day. This is my I don't care voice, Akachi. Oh? And what's your firm's policy on losing our branch as a client? I thought so. Send it to my personal slate. Thank you, Akachi. Here, all the places our courier might have gotten waylaid. She mentioned a panel or something that you can plug his ID number into at each delivery point. They should tell you if he's been there recently. The ID's 8148. When you do finally track him down, you can tell him you'll be completing delivery. Now go get me my package. Please.
All these fancy new businesses going up, and we still can't get them to open up a chunks. I've got applications in at Arkmite and Reliant, and I know most of the other applicants, so I think I'm a shoo-in.
Watch your step. It's easy to take a sudden trip around here. Share the catwalks, all right? I don't want to have to fish anyone else out of the canyon.
You been to Clint's recently? You get crushed under all that crap yet?
Lost? The trick to the catwalks? Just keep turning right. You'll get where you're going eventually. Or was it left?
welcome to Clint's. Whatever you need, I'm sure I've got it lying around somewhere. Except mech parts. Don't trade those anymore, so don't waste your time asking. Well, for one, it's illegal in UC space. Making mech platforms used to be Gagarin's bread and butter. So, since they were banned in the armistice, I get 1 to 2 folks a month asking what kind of relics I might have lying around. But I'm not about to risk a contraband fine at my age, so that's why I just lay it out up front. If you need anything, just follow the sound of falling inventory. You'll find me eventually. Gagarin. It was a military town until the end of the Colony War. Mechs were our specialty. Everyone always blabbers about Mars making the highest performance machines. But if you needed a system that wouldn't let you down in a pinch, you piloted a Gagarin. But that all dried up when the mechs were banned with the armistice. Now, we've got these new firms coming in. Arkmite, Centauri Mills. Claim they're here to revitalize the city. Which is funny, since their employees refuse to step foot in most of it. Plenty more competition for stores like mine, that's for sure. UC had a lot more money to throw around in those days. During the war, I couldn't keep the shelves stocked. At first, because of all the demand. But later, because the Freestar Collective flotillas were so damn good at picking off UC merchant craft. But the biggest difference now? The quiet. Not just because most of the forges and mines shut down. It was the testing. Firms used to drive their prototype mechs out into the canyons, way beyond the city. But you could still hear the guns all the way from here. It was like, shoo, thunder. So when the thunder stopped, well, so did Gagarin in a way. Hard to not be nostalgic for a time when the city was in a better place. Though, knowing what we do now, with the costs of the war and all, probably better for everyone that Gagarin's moved on. Plenty on offer. Trade in a little bit of everything here. Let me just bring that up.
I don't miss all the extra heat from the old forges, that's for sure.
I heard the story about a kid who was walking and he fell through the catwalks, and they never found him. All because he didn't study for a citizenship exam.
Another busy day in Gagarin Landing. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I've got a lot of shipments to process still, so let's cut to the chase. Are you here to claim a shipment in storage, or do you have some other shipping concern? Did one of my robots wander off again? Was it something else entirely? You'd be surprised. Gagarin's had a bit of a resurgence lately as an industrial hub. It seems like every week they're storing and shipping more and more cargo. That reminds me, if this keeps up, we're going to need more robots. Well, it's owned by Unified Transport. We employ a mostly robotic staff. Fewer mistakes that way. We do short-term storage, long-term. I guess that's pretty much it. It's a warehouse. We do shipping. Enough said. What do you expect? Robots never get tired. They don't need breaks. They can carry heavy loads. They're faster and more efficient in every way for this kind of work. And if I'm being honest, I prefer their company. When you've spent most of your life in space away from people, you learn to trust technology more than humanity. Auf Wiedersehen.
Chronicles of the Mech Riders. It's a good title. You'd read it, right? Ah, then let me explain. Action, adventure, heartbreak, humanity at its absolute most raw. Ever since I left the military, I've been thinking about writing chronicles. Interviewing other mech pilots about what it was like to experience the war strapped in, and what it's been like for us ex-pilots since mechs were banned. Deployed from 2309 till the fleet got themselves blown to bits 2 years later, and the UC waved the white flag. I was at the Battle of Mars when the Free Stars dropped in to try and blow our industrial output to smithereens. If you've ever visited Sidonia and noticed it's still in one piece, that's my unit's work.
That does sound terribly fascinating.
Well, in the bold future where the book's done and I don't have to track packages for a living anymore, I'll happily sign your copy. Now, what can I do for you? The armistice that ended the colony war put plenty of new laws into place, but the two big ones were no more xeno-weapons and no more mechs. You'll get into trouble for even having mech components on your ship on more settled worlds. So those of us that made our living piloting them were left without a purpose. Which is how I went from driving a 1500 horsepower battle frame to working in a shipping warehouse. When folks lose a limb, some get ghost sensations, feel like the limb's still there. Well, imagine that across your whole body. When you're strapped in long enough, you and your machine, you grow to understand each other. What the machine can take and keep going, and what the human can. We'd even sleep in our mechs so we could deploy faster. And since they were a hell of a lot more comfortable than the cots the UC issued, you spent your life cradled in the arms of a war machine. That's what it's like to pilot a mech, and that's what I want to write about. Sailing across the settled systems, hunting down all these other pilots, it's not going to be cheap. That's why I'm living in scenic Gagarin, and not, say, downtown New Atlantis. Every spare credit goes right into the book fund. Of course, I don't exactly mind living in the same town where my mech was built, either. But once I've got enough, I'm gone. So long.
I wonder if there are any mining jobs on Mars these days. I could put up with some dust. Well, different dust.
What can I do for you?
If you have questions, please approach a designated transport spokesperson.
Been an uptick in strongly worded graffiti recently. Guess not everyone's a fan of the
Gagarin's not an easy place to live. Nice to finally be getting some new neighbors.
What time is it? Probably too early to pop by Lizzie's for a drink, huh?
You from off-world? Well, like your destination's hot and
You
dusty.
have my credits. Probably better for your own well-being you don't see how this stuff gets made. You did. Multiple times.
Next week, when my next check comes in, it's all yours.
If I don't have those credits in hand next week, I'm throwing you off the catwalk.
You've got my word.
You know, I've been so busy, I still haven't gotten outside the city limits. Though, it doesn't sound like I'm missing much.
Got my eye on you. Haven't seen you around before. Need help with something? That is a pretty huge favor, especially coming from someone I don't even know. I don't care what your orders are. No explanation means no keycard. I thought I made myself clear. I'm not giving you my card. Maybe I can make an exception. What did I do to deserve this? All right, take it. You better be quick.
Not easy finding steady work. Can always talk to the Zenaida about joining the Vanguard.
I remember watching shiny new mechs rolling on the ships at the port. Long time since then.
Looking for a drink? Don't serve anything fancy, so if you're about to ask for wine spritz or whatever, you can hop right back on your ship to New Atlantis. Not as a rule, no. Just the ones that come to Gagarin and want to change it. And those folks usually ask for disgusting, overly complicated drinks. You one of them? Well, then make yourself comfortable. And don't start anything, all right? Bunch of corporate marionettes moving in, setting up shop. They think we're just a bunch of cheap factories and dumb labor that'll leap at whatever scraps they toss us. But Gagarins are tough by default. We've got exactly zero need of corporate condescension. Sure do. I came into some money right around the time the war ended. Places were selling for nothing. Every person with credits was flying to New Atlantis. I got this place for a wink and a nod. Have been slinging drinks the way I like 'em ever since. Lucky you. I've got a little project I could use some help with. You've seen all the neckties and power suits wandering around town? Feels like they're everywhere. And while I like a bunch of stuck-up New Atlantean MBAs defiling my city as much as I enjoy unmedicated dental surgery, they've got the credits. So sooner or later, I'm going to need to start serving them, or someone else will.
A creature that fails to adapt to a changing environment rarely survives.
Fancy Talk here's got the right idea. And I think I've found just the thing to help me get my leg up. There's this ship whose crew had to ditch mid-flight. I presume it's some kind of luxury liner because it's supposedly got an impressive collection of booze on it. I want you to go to the ship, find the best stuff on board, and bring it to me. Anything else on the ship is yours to keep. Plus, I'll throw in some credits for your trouble. My rumor was light on details. Got to be some kind of lesser luxury craft, a pleasure yacht or the like. Not going to find the sort of beverages I'm after on anything else. My contact's reliable. More than that, not your job to know. Exactly what I was hoping to hear. You'll find the ship doing laps around Grissom. And be careful. I'm not paying for broken bottles, okay?
Buzz off, all right?
You one of those corporate drones? Gagarin doesn't want you.
Welcome to the Vanguard Recruitment Office. Here to join the cause. If you've got a ship and the metal to help keep UC systems safe, the Vanguard has got a place for you. The Vanguard is the United Colonies volunteer fleet. Any pilot, UC or otherwise, is welcome to join up. You'll earn credits, and with time, your UC citizenship. Just have to complete an exam and a probationary mission, and you'll be out defending the Fringe in no time. Not a problem. What do you want to discuss? UC Marine Corps. Served in the Colony War. I can't talk about the specifics, but I'm proud of what I was able to do. Being a part of something bigger than myself made me who I am today. Living in the war zone, you get a better idea of the value of life, of working together with others, of your own strengths. I'm still processing my experiences and how they changed my life to this day. My family's actually lived here since the place was first settled. Gagarin's seen a lot in that time. Wasn't too long ago, this was a booming manufacturing town, churning out mechs for the UC. That all went belly up when the technology was banned post-colony war. Now we've got these outside firms buying up the old factories, bringing in new money. Honestly, I think we'll see this place get a real facelift in our lifetimes. I'd love to get some more people coming in the door. Any interest in helping me distribute some recruiting materials to a couple local concerns?
Military recruitment can certainly be thankless. We're happy to lend a hand.
Spoken like one who knows the slog. I'm guessing... Marines?
Navigator Corps.
Navigator Corps. So you're intimately acquainted with hardship, then. Well, I appreciate you helping me with this minor one. You'll be dropping off recruitment kits to 3 people. Lizzie Aheo at the local watering hole, Chief Pretorius at the security office, and Dr. Keala over at the clinic. I'll pay you for the legwork, but I'll throw in some extra if you can get them to guarantee they'll actually put the materials up. That all sound like it's in your wheelhouse? If I knew how to do that, I wouldn't have to pay someone. But I trust you'll figure something out. So, does that mean you'll do it? Good. Once you're done, come back here. I'll have your credits waiting.
Real scorcher today, isn't it?
I'm Dr. Keala. Are you a new patient? If you're a UC citizen, I can look you up, get your benefits processed once we've done a workup. Ah. Zenaida warned me this day might be coming. Look, I presume you're not getting paid if I refuse delivery. So here, I'll take them. I'm not about to pull credits out of someone else's pockets. But this is a medical office. I can't in good conscience hang those things up. First, do no harm and all. I think you're just wasting your time here. Zenaida always has been one of the good ones around here. Wartime or no, the Vanguard's work is far from peaceful. I can't inflict that on my patients. And the city could certainly use it. All right, I'll put them up. Tell Zenaida she wins, okay? I hope we're keeping hydrated. At least half my patients are just folks in need of a couple extra glasses of water. I like helping people. I grew up around here, so I already knew basically all of my patients from day one. My parents both worked the mines, and I saw how hard that can be on the body. Made me want to help folks around here. Don't be a stranger.
If one more corporate exec asks for security escort to their ship, something you want to report? News in there that start coming from my people sooner or later. Sure. Give 'em here. I'll throw 'em up in the office. Sure. Zeneda's helped me out of more than a couple tight squeezes. Least I can do.
You want to know what I think about all these new businesses buying up the town?
Be quick if you can. I don't want to get caught with my pants down, if you know what I mean.
You heading outside the city? Be careful.
Be careful on that ship. No clue why the crew might have ditched, but I'm sure it wasn't just for a change of scenery. More of these things? Fine. Give 'em here. I'll make sure they find their way to the incinerator with the earlier batches. Oh, yeah? Fine. Let's discuss. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to help her out. She does tip well. Suppose the place could do with a little sprucing up. I try to be. Okay, I'll put up the damn posters. Now buzz off before I regret my decision.
You can try appealing to people's sense of patriotism, but I wouldn't count on it. You managed to get those materials passed out? Folks didn't give you too much trouble, I hope. Really? Never thought in a million years Lizzie and Doc Keala would play ball. Good work. Here, what I owe you for the deliveries. And for your top-notch negotiation skills. Thanks again for helping out.
Clint's got a new delivery. Take a look.
Depends. Is new shipment come in from Sidonia or New Atlantis?
Sidonia.